Top 5 Louisville candidates. I'll give everybody a guess as who's not on this list. And
Bill Self.
He is absolutely not. You're right. He's not on the list.
Hurley.
Not on this list. But I think if you ask some Louisville fans, they're like, why can't we call Dan Hurley?
Yeah.
UConn's only won 5 national championships.
Reach for the stars, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 5, Scott Davenport at Bellarmine. They're always in the tournament. He's really good. Now, this would be a reach outside into the mid-majors, obviously, and a small mid-major at that. But, maybe going outside the norm and not hiring an alum or going for a big name that eventually gets you wrapped up in scandal, maybe that's the way to go here. And I've got a couple of smaller names on this list before we get to 3 bigger ones. But I think, I don't know a ton about them, but I do know that Bellarmine pretty much in the tournament all the time. So, they're fighting their way through. If he can do that at Bellarmine, he sure as hell can do it at Louisville. So, number 4, one of the best stories of the year is Indiana State. Josh Schertz has done a great job there year in, year out. This is another one from the mid-majors. Look, he can find, diamond in the rough recruits in this crazy era and moving that to Louisville to take over for a team that's won, 12 games in 2 years, Smokey, or 15 games, whatever it is, that Kenny Payne won.
It was 12 and 52?
12 and 52 over the last 2 years. Josh Schertz could certainly improve on that. If you've watched Indiana State play this year, they're fun to watch. They're a good watch, and they play a style of basketball that's really fun. And Louisville fans know their game, and so does Josh Schertz. So this one, to me, would be a very interesting and a nice move up too. And also not just going, who's a big guy at a big place? Let's go get him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Indiana State, man, anytime, doesn't matter, 20 years from now, I hope I'm around. I don't know if I will be, but I'll always think of Larry Bird.
Yeah.
The 1979 team that ran the table until they ran into Magic in Michigan State in the championship game.
Number 3, Smoky, a guy that you know well,
yes.
Brad Underwood, Illinois. Now, look, Illinois is a really good spot. He's done a really good job at Illinois, but he's also a guy that has never been afraid to move, and if Louisville makes him a competitive offer, I would see that
Illinois,
would be
they are very committed when it comes to basketball, and I know Louisville thinks they are and probably are. They just haven't had a really, really good run. Stephen F. Austin to Oklahoma State was there for a cup of coffee straight to Illinois. So,
yeah. So, we'll see. But I do think that this one makes a little bit of sense for them, especially since he's had big success in a big conference. Not big success, but pretty damn good success at Illinois in a big conference, and that's what they want. Although not, maybe winning a national title. He has not done that, but one to consider. Number 2, if you want some attitude, Eric Musselman from Arkansas. He's the SEC is about to get a lot deeper with the 2 new teams coming in, and maybe you do take a chance to jump into the ACC with an opportunity at Louisville, starting at the bottom to build them up, or do you use this as Arkansas to get more money? As they've had some success, obviously under Eric Musselman, he's a firebrand to say the least, and can be a bit of a, I'll just say it, a clown over there on the sidelines, but he's a very good basketball coach, and he's a very good recruiter, and he's, he's a guy who's been considered, he's been in the NBA, he knows how to coach that kind of style of basketball. I think this one kind of fits Louisville a little bit, to me.
Yeah, he's a little, his emotions, he and Nate Oates, I don't know, I'm not trying to compare the two, but because they both are in the SEC. Musselman, he's sometimes, calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they need at Louisville. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that you would bring some
energy.
energy.
Not been a good year for Arkansas this year, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. But he's had some success in the past.
Yeah, just as a program, you talk about teams in danger of being the bottom feeder, not as a program, as a university, as far as the big 2 sports. It seems like they're kind of floundering at the wrong moment while others are having success. And this would be a certain... a blow to take as well. I wonder in basketball how much the difference in the conferences and money and all the things that come with that, how much that will affect the basketball coaching ranks when it comes to head coaches. Like, it's obvious if the guy from Oklahoma State takes the Ohio State job, but is the Arkansas job going to be automatically better than the K-State job, just simply not based on history or anything, but just because of the league that they're in? That's something I wonder about moving forward.
I want to go back to Illinois and Louisville. Louisville, when I was growing up with Denny Crum and all the things they did, it was a great job. They haven't done much in a long time. I think Illinois might be the best job in the Big Ten, with Michigan struggling, Ohio State. Purdue, of course, that Painter's done a great job, but I'm still not so sure. Indiana's not who they were or have been for a long time.
Look, again,
that would take a monumental deal in front of Underwood, I think, for him to leave Illinois.
And the reason I put him on there is he's just a guy who he's open to that,
Yeah.
a possibility more than, maybe somebody in Waco would be. Or Mick could keep talking about Mick Cronin at UCLA. He's got a $20 million buyout.
Yeah.
Let's be real here, Louisville. And this is the dude I would hire. I would hire Dusty May from FSU. Young guy, homeboy had FAU in the Final Four last year. FAU. Okay? He can coach. He's got good enthusiasm. He's young. He's vibrant. Let's go get Dusty May if I'm Louisville and shoot some life into the ACC, which was this year. And it doesn't help to have one of your best basketball brands be finishing last, but outside of Duke and Pitt and North Carolina, I'm leaving somebody else, but it's kind of a dud of a year for the ACC. Miami was way down. Leonard Hamilton needs to retire. There's all these things going on. Clemson looked like they might be good, but it kind of, and so Virginia's not what they were under Tony Bennett. They're still okay, but they're not any great shakes. So, bring some new life. Don't
bring some, breath of fresh air. And I don't know what the situation is with them recruiting wise. Louisville, again, usually speaks for itself, but man, they have been awful. And May, he might like it where he is because of the fact he could win the conference, get to the tournament, and make a deep run occasionally.
Yeah, but I think in talking to Tom Herman yesterday, we realized there's very much a split gap with where he is and where a program like Arkansas is.
Yep.
So that would be, again, that goes back to the money thing I just brought up of how much of an effect is there from a Big 12 ACC level if, there's this big separation versus an SEC or a Big Ten type of a job. But yeah, FAU, they're further down that chain. In basketball, maybe it's more unique, and that doesn't matter as much. But that's going back to the question that I had of how much does that make a difference now in how even basketball jobs are perceived. But yeah, he's done a great job, obviously, and would be a name you kick the tires on for sure.
All right,
that's it.
There you go. There's the 5 right in the middle. A former Lumberjack coach. I like that with Brad